Well, friends, when I left you with a cliffhanger last week, I was facing a $2,200 Jeep repair. $2,200 that I did not have, as the transmuter on my spaceship, a device that turns ordinary rocks into precious stones, is kaput. I was looking at spending some serious time in the Texas Panhandle, and visions of selling my sweet alien body on the hard streets of Amarillo began to flood my dreams. Nightmares. But then, some angel benefactors of the show stepped in, and my emotions are so heightened when bonded with the human brain. They stepped in and they covered the entire repair. And so, the adventure continues, right now, without delay. So on to today's episode, which is a cautionary tale about hiking in the desert heat. Let's go!
Get out of here to where the weather is clear. We'll take some coffee.
So I'm driving back to my campsite in my newly repaired Jeep after an overnight stay in Amarillo at a Motel 6, and I stop at the entrance of the park to get trail information. Would you believe all the trails are closed due to an unusual amount of rain? And I'm thinking, I hope that at least by tomorrow I can go on the iconic Lighthouse trail hike. But I have to come up with a few things to do today. And would you believe there are things to do? I returned to my campsite after leaving my camper alone for the night, and all was fine. My neighbors across the way, Mark and Valerie, told me they were concerned about me when I didn't come back. And so, what to do today? I had to figure out some activities to do that didn't involve hiking trails. I noticed there was a little outdoor theater near my campground called the Lone Star Interpretive Theater. What was that about? As you know, I love theaters. Reminds me of the time I started the Area 51 Players when I was held in captivity at the top secret facility over 30 years ago. And reminds me of her. One day, maybe, I'll find her again. Okay, now what? About this time, a really awesome human from my campground, Casey, showed me to an area with a mysterious monolith rock and great views of the surrounding canyon walls, just a short walk right behind our campground. There we were lucky enough to observe a gorgeous eastern collared lizard. Look at this amazing fellow. Hey there! Casey preferred not to be on my moving digital images, so out of respect I did not include him in my composition. But he was a real person, really. Hey buddy. I next made a driving tour around the bottom of the canyon. It takes maybe 20 to 25 minutes or so. There were a multitude of beautiful rock formations, delightful colors, but all the trails were closed. I also perused some of the other camping areas as I drove around. All nice, but I was quite happy with my chosen campsite, Hackberry Campgrounds. Next, I drove to the top of the canyon to take in the extraordinary view right near the visitor center. I was told that the canyon is not usually this green, but the out-of-the-ordinary recent rains had provided a red and green palette today. There's the visitor center, just down there. It has a store and a little museum that shows the history of the area, some of the wildlife in the canyon, that sort of thing. The woman at the store recommended seeing the show Texas, now in its 56th year, a musical pageant which plays in an outdoor theater with the canyon as the backdrop. I was not allowed to take moving digital images of the show, but here's an idea of what the outdoor backdrop of the theater looks like and the activities that take place during the pre-show. I had a ton of fun, and the canyon scenery was spectacular. This park has it all, it seems. I highly recommend this place. There is also a trading post in the canyon near the campsites with hot food, souvenirs, ice, whatever you need. The next morning when I woke up, I was unsure of what was closed. Please, let the trails be open. So I drove up to the park entrance to talk to a ranger. So I got some good news this morning. I'm supposed to leave today and do quite a drive towards Tennessee, but all the trails are open now. So I didn't think I was going to be able to hike to the lighthouse. I thought I was going to miss it, but turned out okay, looks like. All right, here we go. Lighthouse Trail. says 90. My indication is that it's 84. So the Lighthouse Trail is a 6-mile round trip. 3 in, 3 out, I believe. We're on our way. And already breathing heavy. But we're just gonna take it slow and, you know, take our time and get there. By the way, so far, super easy hike. But I guess you probably climb up to the lighthouse when you get there. So we'll see. Little shade thing on the trail here. Maybe we'll take a little shade break for a moment. And sitting inside the shade break, it's still a very beautiful view. Whew. I can't imagine I've even walked a mile yet, so I don't understand. Maybe that's probably not Lighthouse Rock. I'm probably confused. Lighthouse to the right. Okay, I'm confused. That's not Lighthouse Rock. Oh, here we go, a sign. Lighthouse Trail continues. Capitol Peak Trail, bikes only. Maybe that's Capitol Peak? I estimated that it would take me about 3.5 hours to hike the 3 miles in and 3 miles out. It ended up taking me 5.5 hours, and the last mile, if I'm being honest, actually felt dangerous. My head felt heavy on my neck. I could barely even walk 1/5 of a mile without stopping for 5 to 10 minutes in the shade. I felt I was really experiencing some worrisome symptoms from the heat. I started to wonder if I might be in danger of getting heat stroke. On the other hand, there were people who lived in the area I met on the trail who handled the hike much better. One guy jogging who had very little water. I suppose all I can say is, listen to your human body. Be respectful of your skill level. Don't attempt to be macho. All that said, the lighthouse was truly gorgeous. There's spots that are like a little bit Bryce Canyon-y, Sedona-ish, with the red rock and the cream stripe. Now that's probably a gulch, right? See, if you had your survival straw, you could get some water down there in that little muddy hole. As you can see, I've gone full Lawrence of Arabia. The temperature's not that high, but I'm just taking it easy when I want to take a chance. Oh, that's it. First time I'm seeing it right there. There it is. That's where we're going. This gulch is more like a river. It got muddy around here too, so. Oh, just take it easy. So here's why they closed it off, so people like me wouldn't slip in the mud. There it is. Probably 1/2 mile now. I'll climb this far. That's where we're going. Oh my gosh, I'm so tired. I'm almost there, I think. Here's what's ahead. I think I've done the hardest part. Oh boy, beautiful. Gorgeous. Fortuitously, I met up with the much younger Casey there at the base of the lighthouse, and he lent me one of his hiking sticks. He did the climb up the cliff with me, and I must say, he really looked after me. Thankful to have met Casey. I think this is the way to get up on the right here. Give it a try. The lighthouse formation is 300 feet high. Apparently, we partook in a total elevation gain of 900 feet from the trailhead. Palo Duro Canyon itself is the second largest canyon system in the United States. That was a surprise to me. The canyon is about 120 miles long and 20 miles wide and is up to 800 feet deep. It extends from the towns of Canyon to Silverton. Some very kind hikers I met on the path. The state park's 28,000 acres take up a mere fraction of the actual canyon. That step's a doozy, but the others are not too bad. hiking down now. So I'm at the bottom of the hill. I've met some very kind humans on this in Palo Duro, but particularly on this hike. Ran to my friend Casey again. He had 2 walking sticks and he gave me one of them, and I gotta say, I need to get a walking stick because it was very helpful. I mean, I feel like it's really the only time where I've understood the need for it, but coming down that steep hill and even going up too, it was good to have. Whew. I didn't know if I was going to make it to the top. I got here to this picnic bench just below, and I had a conversation with myself about going further. But I made it, and I got a little inspiration from the people that were here too. And there was another couple, and I don't remember their names, but they were very kind to me too, shared some fruit with me at the top, and conversation in the cool shadow of one of those big rocks up there. We rested probably a half hour, which was really great, and it was so cool up there, surprisingly, under the shadows. And now I have 2.7 mile hike back, but it's not going to be as bad because I already did the hard part. You know, it might be the weather, the winter, but I feel like I was in better shape when I was in Northern California this February, March. Better hiking shape. Felt pretty weak today, but you know, it is hotter here. It is desert. So, but you know, I've been in Utah, I've been in Arizona, and I feel like I've done better there, but I think I just got out of shape being in Los Angeles for a while. We're coming and heading down to David and Yolanda. Just gave me some water on the trail. I didn't take enough water. I don't know why I was boneheaded about that. I took enough to where I would get out safely, but really to have more was more comfortable. And I was worried about the weight because I was carrying a backpack, and anyway, probably err on the side of more water and just take that weight along, I think. Anyway, they were very kind to give me a little bit of their water, and that helped, and so did Casey for that matter. Whew, I'm taking frequent breaks along the way, and I get a little cloud cover now, so that's really helping. It's interesting how you get so tired, but just like a little short break can kind of bring you back. A little break in the shade. Just try not to push it, try not to overdo it. I probably did overdo it a little bit today, but I really wanted to see the lighthouse. Well, thanks for tuning in today. I'll see you next week. I hope you enjoyed Palo Duro Canyon. And take care of your human body out there. I could have used a slightly more in shape human body today, and you know, I'm working on it, but it helps on days like today. See you next week. I'm driving out of Palo Duro Canyon. I'm so glad I got to see the lighthouse. When I got to the base of the lighthouse, I almost didn't go up because I was so tired at that point. But wow, the last mile of the hike, I was so, I guess, overheated, probably. And I sort of had this dreamy image of being carried out on a leader, somewhat like Cleopatra or something like that. But I didn't. I just stopped at every single little shaded bench, took a rest, and just tried not to push it. But the last half mile particularly, I felt like I was just sort of stumbling out. It's probably not good. So, heat is no joke. And especially for someone my age. I saw some young people hike in there without water even, which was not smart. But yeah, I think they went all the way up there and all the way back, and they passed me on the way, and I was just kind of like sitting there trying to catch my breath. Anyway, take care of your human body out there. I will attempt to take care of mine as well. I will take care of mine. Let's not say attempt. I will take care of my human body and try to get it in a little better hiking shape for some of the hikes coming up. And I will see you next week. By the way, very quickly, if you like the show, consider Buy Me a Coffee to help support the show. Buy Me a Coffee is a great way for creators and artists to accept one-time support or membership ongoing from their fans for the price of a coffee. Go to buymeacoffee.com/brainfire to help the show. Thank you.
Get out of here to where the weather is clear. We'll take some coffee and some bagels and get out of here to where the weather is clear. It will be good for my lumbago to get out of here to where